There's been reports coming out about some coaches using third parties to contact players over there. Look, a lot of that stuff was happening anyway and happens anyway, and I get that. But every circumstance is not different. And I just think what I would do, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I understand it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and especially in the transfer portal era and NIL and things like that. But I feel like in this situation, if you're another coach, I am going to let those players reach out to me. I'm not going to go out of my way to reach out to players that are there right now with what that staff's having to go through, because some things in some circumstances are different. This isn't a head coach that got fired. This isn't a head coach that took another job or went somewhere else. And again, some people say, well, all's fair in love and war. And look, I can understand that. But those players, and I know how it happens. Coach talks to his players, says, hey, if you know any guys over there, reach out to them. We have some spots available. They'll use that third party that way. But I just feel like if it was me, that I would have either my players come up to me and say, hey, coach, this kid reached out to me from Mississippi State. He's a buddy of mine, or we played in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game together. He's thinking about leaving. Then I'll reach out to you. But I'm not going to go out of my way or try and take advantage of the situation that Mississippi State is in right now and that staff is in right now. That's just how I go about it. Some people are using the term, disgusting or, what a terrible person. I want those. You can believe what you want. Is it a good thing? No. Is it a great look? No. But I don't think you understand the world that is operated, that these guys have to operate in to be able to get players to come there. Does it make it right? Doesn't mean that I would do it. But I think disgusting and painting somebody as an evil person because of that may be a bridge too far when you look at the whole situation.
This is college football, right? You expect people to come in here and do the right thing? This is the mob. College football is basically mob-like things go down. There's no feelings in the recruiting or transfer portal game. There's not. You have a job to do. Is it the right thing to do? No. Does it look bad? Yes. But do you need to get the best players to win games and keep your job? Yeah. Am I surprised by this? No. College football's been dirty, one of the dirtiest things since I can remember for years.
How so?
Paying players, hiding, covering up things. Well, what do you mean? Urban Meyer had murderers on his team.
Yeah, but you're saying that, are there other industries where those sorts of things don't happen too? Like, you're talking about some rules get broken. I don't know if college football would be the prime example.
But the way it happens, behind closed doors, secrets, telling this person to tell that person to tell this, dropping off bags of cash, cars. It's whatever you want. People want to win games. That's what it's about.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I've been in it. I understand.
Doesn't make it right though.
But I also look at the things of like the Mississippi State players that are there wanting to play in the bowl game. Like I think about good things like that. And again, I'm not going to sit here on some moral high horse and say that, these people are the devil for doing this. I don't believe that. But I'm saying if it was me in this particular situation, I am going to let those players reach out to me. Or if one of my players come up and says, hey, coach, this kid who's all SEC or this freshman who's a 4-star, with the situation there, he's thinking about leaving, he is interested in coming on a visit here, then I would entertain it, get the background on and work it. That's what I'm saying. Not that I wouldn't take a player from Mississippi State, not that I wouldn't look into who's on the roster that may be thinking about leaving, but when it comes down to that communication, that letting that person know that I'm interested in their services and they wouldn't be wasting my time. In this particular instance, with what happened with Mike Leach in that place, I would let that player reach out to me or by proxy reach out to me. That's just how
I agree. I think you're right.
And I guarantee what happened in this situation is the line of communication you're talking about has already been started. Probably never stops.
No.
I mean, to Blaine's point, like, you have your line of communication to these kids all throughout the season. And then, unfortunately, we have the tough news of Coach Mike Leach passing, in which case you can't just it's like Game of Thrones with the little birdies, with the whispers. You can't just stop these forms of communication when a kid, wants to transfer. But I would hope that that form of communication didn't pick up all of a sudden from coaches around the country or around the SEC, trying to take advantage of a situation where a head coach, where there's a little instability in a program because of a legendary coach's death.
Hey, everybody, what's up? Appreciate you guys checking out our content. Make sure you subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and follow us on all social media forums. because who knows when the world's going to end.